Well guys, I'm sure you're wondering why we're not working on the little MR2 today. This week we're going to pull the gas tank. Gas tank was pretty bad off. So we're going to have to drop it, pull it out of there. And the other thing with the engine, we're waiting on a couple of things. We had to take it to the machine shop. The motor seemed like it was kind of froze up when we started going back together with everything. So we're letting the machine shop check to see if we need a line bore or even maybe the crank to turn. So once we get that stuff back, we'll be ready to go. Put everything back together. So just stay tuned, guys.
Yo!
So while we're waiting on all the parts that we ordered for the engine, we're going to move this gas tank. Well, first things we already started removing it. We got a 10 millimeter here, and then over here, back there, we got to remove this big plastic cover. And then there's one up front we got to remove. And then there's brackets. Let's see if I can find you guys, get you guys over here to the brackets. There's a bracket right there that we have to take off, and that's in the front and back, and we got to make sure these cables are out of the way. So then hopefully we can get that tank to fall down.
Bracket here that holds it.
Okay, we're right here about almost to midway of the door, and we have this bracket here that needs to drop, and I think it goes for your emergency brake. So we're just going to unbolt it and try to just slide it out of the way is what we're going to try to do. All right, so after you get the plastic covers off and you get these brackets right here off, those are 12 millimeters. Then you got to take this line from the back and unhook it, unhook a couple of these brake lines, and then back up in here where that those cables are going, there's a 10 millimeter you got to take off. I'm not sure if you can see it or I can get it, but and then those brackets pop off with a 12 millimeter, and now we're going to disconnect the lines out there. The tank seems to be empty, so. All right, so we've had to disconnect. This was a fuel line, I don't know, overflow or something. This went in there, this went in there. And then as you'll see here in just a little bit when we get this out, I had to push it this way. I had to drop the front and push it this way to get it to come out. And then, but all these lines had to be disconnected. Right here is what was giving us problems on this side. I had to get these out, and I broke that line. But we're going to try to replace all the lines we could. And this one was just a booger to get off the filler neck. So, but anyways, you unbolt it. It had those straps down on the bottom, there and there, and it pops right down after you get all those lines out of the way. So we're having a hard time figuring out the fuel pump and the fuel sender on the tank.
Or finding them.
We're just finding them anywhere. So we're going to pull these and see what it looks like, and hopefully we can play on eBay a little bit and figure out if we can find one or not.
That's what sitting in years of old gas will do. This thing was parked in the late 80s, and it's set until we just resurrected the thing, and that's what the fuel sender looks like coming out of the tank so far. I can just imagine what the fuel pump assembly is going to look like.
No. Well, looks like that we're gonna have to get something new.
Wow.
Anything about it?
Look at all the gunk that just came out. Like I said, this is just from years of sitting in old gas. Wow. We got our work cut out. Now we're gonna have to power wash this mess we can.
But yeah, well. That's the inside of the tank there. I would say we might be able to clean it up.
Wow.
So we're gonna see if we can't clean these up and see what numbers might be on it. Maybe order a new one. See if we can't get these working. I don't know. That's what it looks like. That's what all that nasty old gas is gonna do. Clean your gas tanks. So we're going to take these hoses off, get this assembly out so that take these hoses off and get this assembly out so that we can get inside there and clean that tank a lot better. But this is what you get out of the old gas tanks when you let them sit. So yeah, we'll get all this cleaned up, thrown away, but that's what come out of it.
Maybe like you were saying at first, like that little tub to lay it in and let it soak and to where we can kind of work and clean it. One more thing, brother.
So we got everything taken off, and I don't know if you can see in there, if it'll let you see in there, if I can get it in there. But yeah, it looks much better. I took it out to the back and power washed everything off. I may do it again. Looks like I missed some things.
Clean it up. Clean it up. You need a sledgehammer?
So we're gonna replace the pump here in the bag. I don't know where it went with this guy. Yeah, so we cleaned out the gas tank and we got the new fuel pump put in there and the sender. And so instead of putting it up in the tank just yet, we decided to rip out the dash because we still need to run a couple lines that are down inside this little tunnel here where the gas tank goes. There's a couple lines that go up here to the heater core that were completely clogged. So that's what we're doing. Probably just gonna get some lines here. I have these lines here. There's the lines that we had. But if you look right here, it's kind of pitting itself there. And then over here somewhere, we actually found a crack. And you see that crack right there? So all that split open too. So it's just gonna lose fluid. So we figured let's just run some new lines. And I think what we're gonna do is run some just some rubber hose, the radiator hose all the way down there. It's 6 foot. I can keep it tucked up inside there and then it will attach back to there from the engine or from all that stuff in the back where the engine compartment is. And then that goes up to our heater core inside, which, like I said, we're still digging. I guess I'm gonna have some more fun cleaning out the rat feces. All right, y'all keep watching. Yeah, so that's what we removed right there. And that's what we got. Oh, God. That is full. It is full all the way through here. All right, I just got the bolts out here and here and here, and just see what's inside here. If I can get it out. Well, I guess I gotta pull the other one first. So we got the whole heater box out, blower and stuff. I had to take all of it out, just little bit by little bit to get it all out. There's a piece. There's a piece. That's the piece we're looking for. And there's more pieces over there. This part's the worst. It's just everywhere. All those got to be taken apart and cleaned. Oh. So I'm looking at this heater core, and it's all copper. So I don't think it's going to leak at all. I think we just clean it and run it. Yeah. So now after we got all the stuff, we are getting ready to fix the heater core, which the heater core wasn't broken. It was made out of copper, and we got our hose. We're just going to attach it right here to the back side of this. It'd be underneath, of course, but on the back side of that, it has the same hose clamps there to it. And it runs all the way down on the inside of that and goes back out to the engine, and that comes up for your heater core so we don't freeze in the winter. So here's that hose that we were putting in. It goes up inside there and hooks up to those that metal line there. And we got it ran all the way back here to the back. And there they're hanging. And that's for our heater core. So that's what we're hooking up in there. So now it's time to put the gas tank back in. Yeah, so as we were trying to put the gas tank back up in there and get this hose by, well, guess we need to go get a new hose. So we'll do it for the third time. Okay, so we got the tank up in there. We just took that nozzle that we broke off, and we'll just hook it up there. It goes to those two pieces right there. But that's how you take the tank out, put it back in. Now we'll connect the brakes up, and we will, well, the emergency brakes and all the rest of those cables right there, we're going to get those put up in there. So now after we got that tank put in and all those hoses put in on the back, got all those hoses tied in the back. This is that one that goes somewhere. We just don't know yet, so we left it long. But we're gonna push it outside, and hopefully we'll get the engine block back soon, and we'll get to redoing this. So hang in there.
Well, look who's coming around the corner. Look who's out and about. I'll be. Looks like that old Jeep we put together.